Slide 1. Why Marine Insurance? Shipping is a high-risk business involving very expensive assets. A ship may face collision, grounding, fire, machinery failure, heavy weather, pollution, or cargo claims. Marine insurance protects the shipowner from the financial consequences of these accidents. It also helps maintain business continuity and comply with legal and contractual requirements. Remember one important point: marine insurance does not prevent accidents, it protects against the financial losses that result from them. Slide 2. First-party risk versus third-party liability. Marine risks are divided into first-party risks and third-party liabilities. First-party risks are losses to the shipowner's own property, such as damage to the hull, machinery, or equipment. These are covered by hull and machinery insurance, or H&M. Third-party liabilities arise when the shipowner becomes legally responsible to others, such as crew injury, cargo damage, pollution, wreck removal, or passenger claims. These are generally covered by P&I. A key point for MEO rules: collision liability to the other ship is primarily covered by H&M under the Running Down Clause, or RDC. Any collision liability not recoverable under H&M may be covered by the P&I Club. Slide 3. H&M versus P&I. H&M insurance is commercial property insurance that covers physical damage to the vessel and usually includes collision liability under the Running Down Clause. P&I insurance is mutual liability insurance covering liabilities, costs, and expenses that arise from operating the ship and are not recoverable under H&M. Typical P&I claims include crew compensation, cargo claims, pollution, damage to fixed and floating objects, wreck removal, fines, and legal costs. The most important point is that H&M and P&I do not compete with each other, they complement each other. Together, they provide comprehensive protection for the shipowner. Slide 4. What is a P&I Club? A protection and indemnity club is a mutual, non-profit marine liability insurer. It provides cover for third-party liabilities, costs, and expenses arising from the operation of an entered ship, subject to the club rules. The club is owned by its members, not by external shareholders. In addition to insurance cover, it provides claims handling, legal support, correspondence worldwide, and loss prevention services. So remember, a P&I Club is not just an insurance company, it is a mutual organization where shipowners share liability risks collectively. Slide 5. History and evolution. In the 19th century, commercial insurers did not cover many shipowner liabilities. To fill this protection gap, shipowners formed protection clubs and pooled their risks together. Over time, these organizations expanded their cover and became today's modern protection and indemnity clubs. Most ocean-going merchant ships are now entered with one of the international group P&I Clubs. The key takeaway is simple: P&I Clubs were created to provide liability protection that commercial marine insurance did not adequately cover.
Slide 6. Mutual principle. Unlike a commercial insurance company, a P&I Club operates on the principle of mutuality. This means the members themselves own the club. Instead of paying premiums to generate profits for shareholders, members contribute insurance calls to a common fund. When a member faces a covered liability, the claim is paid from this shared fund. Since there are no external shareholders, the objective is to provide protection rather than make profits. For very large claims, the club is further supported by the International Group's pooling agreement in commercial reinsurance, ensuring financial stability even after catastrophic losses. Simply remember, members own the club, contribute to the common fund, and share each other's risks. Slide 7. International Group. Most of the world's ocean-going ships are insured through one of the 12 International Group P&I Clubs. Together, these clubs provide liability cover for about 90% of the world's ocean-going tonnage. The International Group itself is not an insurance company. It is an association of independent P&I clubs that cooperate by sharing large claims through the pooling agreement and purchasing reinsurance together. This cooperation allows each club to provide extremely high liability limits while keeping insurance costs reasonable. A very important point for your oral examination is a ship joins an individual P&I club, not the international group itself. Slide 8. Pooling agreement. What happens if a claim is too large for one club to handle alone? The answer is the pooling agreement. Every club first pays the initial part of a claim from its own funds. For the current policy year, each club retains the first $10 million of every claim. If the claim exceeds this amount, the next layer, up to $100 million, is shared among all 12 international group clubs. This process is called pooling. Within part of this pooled layer, the group's captive reinsurer, Hydra, also provides support. Claims above the pool are then protected by commercial reinsurance. So remember, pooling means the clubs share large claims with each other. It is not insurance provided by the international group itself. Slide 9. IG Pooling and Reinsurance Program. The International Group's reinsurance program provides one of the highest liability protections available in the insurance industry. Think of it as multiple layers of financial protection. First, the member's own club pays the initial retention. The next layer is shared through the pooling agreement. Beyond that, the international group purchases commercial reinsurance from the global insurance market, providing protection worth several billions of US dollars. The slide also shows separate limits for certain risks, such as oil pollution, passenger and seafarer liabilities, and excess war P&I. You do not need to memorize every dollar amount. For your oral examination, simply understand the principle: club retention, then pooling, then commercial reinsurance. Slide 10. Insurance year in premium structure. Unlike most insurance policies, all international group P&I clubs follow a common insurance year, which runs from 20th February to 20th February. Today, most clubs use the estimated total call system. At the beginning of the policy year, the club estimates the total premium required to cover expected claims, operating expenses, and reinsurance costs. This estimated amount is called the estimated total call. It may be collected in one or more installments during the year, making premium costs more predictable for members. Besides the ETC, there are other types of calls, such as the deferred call, supplementary call, release call, and overspill call, which we'll understand in the next slide. Before we continue to one of the most important topics in P&I insurance, the different types of calls, if you're finding this lecture helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. I'm creating a complete MEO Class I marine insurance series explained in simple language with technically accurate content and practical examples to help you both in your oral examination and on board. Now, let's understand the different types of calls used by a P&I club. Slide 11. Types of calls. Let's now understand the different types of calls used by a P&I club. The estimated total call is the estimated premium charged at the beginning of the policy year to cover expected claims and expenses. A deferred call is simply a later installment of the ETC. It is not an additional premium. If the ETC later proves insufficient because claims are higher than expected, the club may levy a supplementary call on its members. Now, what happens if a member leaves the club before the policy year is closed? Since some claims may remain open for several years, the member could still be liable for future supplementary calls relating to that policy year. To avoid this continuing liability, the club usually collects a release call. Once paid, the member is generally released from future supplementary calls for that open policy year. Many clubs keep policy years open for about 3 years, although the exact period depends on the individual club's rules. Finally, an overspill call is an exceptional call that may be levied only if a claim exceeds the entire international group pooling and reinsurance program. Fortunately, this has never happened in modern international group practice. Slide 12. Membership structure. Let's now look at who can be insured by a P&I club. The member is the principal party entered with the club, usually the registered ship owner. A joint member is another party jointly entered under the same vessel and shares the same entry.
A co-assured receives cover under the member's entry but is not the principal member. An affiliate is a related company that may also receive cover where permitted under the club rules. A charterer usually obtains separate charterer's P&I cover because charterers face liabilities that differ from those of ship owners. Remember, the rights and responsibilities of all these parties are governed by the club rules in the terms of entry. Slide 13. Scope of cover. P&I clubs provide a wide range of third-party liabilities arising from the operation of the ship. Typical covers include crew illness, injury, and death, passenger liabilities, cargo claims, pollution, wreck removal, stowaways, fines in certain circumstances, legal costs, and damage to fixed and floating objects, commonly called FFO. The club may also cover collision liabilities that are not recoverable under hull and machinery insurance, depending on the club rules in the H&M policy. Always remember that P&I cover is not automatic. Every claim is considered according to the club rules, the terms of entry, and the facts of the individual case. Slide 14. Advantages, limitations, and exclusions. P&I clubs offer several important advantages. They provide very high liability limits, worldwide claims assistance through their correspondent network, expert legal support, and valuable loss prevention services. Because they operate on the principle of mutuality, members collectively benefit from shared experience and financial strength. However, P&I cover is not unlimited. It is always subject to the club rules. There are also important exclusions. Standard P&I clubs generally do not cover war risks, which are usually insured separately under war risks insurance. They also exclude nuclear risks, willful misconduct, fraud, sanctions-related liabilities, and other exclusions specified in the club rules. It is also important to remember that FD&D insurance is a separate class of cover and is not part of standard P&I liability insurance, although many clubs offer it as an additional product. Slide 15. Summary. Let's quickly summarize what we've learned. Marine insurance protects shipowners from the financial consequences of maritime risks. Hull and machinery insurance covers physical damage to the ship and generally includes collision liability through the running down clause. P&I clubs provide mutual insurance for third-party liabilities that are not covered by H&M. Members own the club, share risks through mutuality, and benefit from the financial strength provided by the international group, pooling agreement, and commercial reinsurance. Modern clubs use the estimated total call system, and we've also learned the purpose of deferred, supplementary, release, and overspill calls. Finally, remember that all P&I cover is subject to the club rules. In the next part of this series, we'll discuss claims handling, correspondence, certificates, letters of undertaking, and the P&I claims process in detail. If you found this lecture helpful and want to continue mastering marine insurance for your MEO Class I oral examination, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next part. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture.